Hello, beautiful people. Let me know whether the audio is coming through as it should. Hopefully it is sounding like it ought to, and hopefully the camera picture is good. I will take a look here. Hopefully I will see that that is the case. You know what else I did? I screwed up and I did not open up my YouTube comments, so I cannot track things as I ought to. Just a moment here. I've been drowning my tears at Tyson Fury's loss. Let me just get over here to my YouTube channel. Let me just stop that background. Let's make this live chat, pop it out. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be good to go here in just a moment. I'm very happy to see that Fiend is in the house. I'm very pleased to see a moderator around. Very good. Okay, that looks like it's working. Now let me set it on live chat. All right, so let me get back over here. Yes, okay, so audio is good. I'm glad to see all of you here. It's been quite some time since I've had a live stream. Yeah, I've been busy with life and the need to have a life. But I intend in future to be doing quite a bit more content. There's going to be another week of craziness, and after that I should be able to get things together. Quite a bit in the works in terms of upcoming shows. But before we start, please do follow my channel Semiagog on YouTube. You can do it on Odyssey as well, and it's over on BitChute. Gotta help you. There's also a Safer Space, which was a second channel that I ran for a time on YouTube. You can still find it. There's a bunch of content on it. Not all of it is time sensitive. Please do follow me on Telegram, on X or Twitter. Yes, and buy my books. This is Vinculum. It's set in the year 2076. There's a book thief who's pursued by remorseless corporate hitmen and an esoteric sect of assassins. It's called Vinculum. You can find it on Amazon. Sweet God in heaven, you can should be able to see that in the links below if you're over on YouTube. If not, just go search for my name. If you're watching from X, just go search under my name, Oliver Perrin, on Twitter. And a collection of my poems, Cinders from the Bloomery of Youth, under the name Oliver Timken Perrin, a collection of poems. You can find that as well. Please do buy my books because my life is very likely to get much more expensive in the future for, well, one primary reason. John Ski is in the house. Another old schooler. I saw John Goris in here as well. Excellent. It's been so long since I've been on YouTube. Perhaps I see many of you without knowing it over on Twitter or X or whatever the hell you call it. So yeah, tonight, questions. I'm going to take questions, and these are going to be questions that get answered for free. Although in future I'm going to start doing super chats because, again, my life is going to get fucking expensive, and so I'm going to squeeze all of you for money. However, I do want to thank my channel supporters. All of the credit and none of the blame. I very much appreciate the people who are still there. I haven't been producing much in the way of content for some time, so apologies for that. Thank you very much for your continuing support, and I need to go back through and see who's dropped out of there and who may have come in to support me, and I need to put your names on the wall of fame, not to be confused with the wall of shame. So, ladies and gentlemen, the important thing now is to understand that you are a part of this process. You are a part of making this a worthwhile AMA stream, and therefore it behooves you to come up with good questions that I can answer. Yes, so come up with questions. It's also very, very helpful if you plug in at Semiagog at the beginning of them so I can see them, and occasionally remind me to go back and check over on Twitter to see what's going on there, so that I don't miss any questions. Okay, so you now have the amount of time it takes me to light this cigarette and pour this apple juice to come up with good questions. One question is where I've been at. Well, I was off on a trip to Europe for a bit. for about a month, and now I'm back here. And yeah, I still have family obligations and other shit I need to deal with. But after about a week, and about a week from now, God willing, barring force majeure or other acts of God, I should be in a position to produce more content and better content, better content. And what do I have coming up? I have a Black Sabbath stream in the works with a star-studded panoply of guests that I'm looking forward to very much. It's going to be a true Sabbath stream. Oh, I see Browning in the house. Field Marshal Browning, good to see you. Yeah. Yeah, and what else? I hope to have a scent stream with D. What the hell is in my apple juice? Is that a tobacco crumb? Well, it's not moving. So, you know, what's that old Irish joke? Spit it out, you bastard. Yeah, so Sabbath stream, and then in the near future, a stream on scent with D. I am hoping that I can convince D to do a series of streams with me about each one of the 5 senses. We'll just take them as given, the idea that there are 5, leaving out things like proprioception. I think it would be a cool stream for aesthetes to explore each one of the sensory dimensions and cultural aspects, all kinds of things. I think it would be very, very cool. Okay, so my drink is poured. Somebody is saying, have you ever seen my channel? And they have no name, or whatever their name is. The characters aren't showing up. They're showing up as a series of rectangles, rectangular border lines. So I can't tell you if I've seen your channel because there's nothing there for me to use to identify you. I don't know if Free Willy is an illusion. John Ski says, what the fuck is wrong with Western elites and NATO? Are they knucking futs? I believe that, as I've mentioned in the past, I should not leave this on the table so as to avoid spilling it into my keyboard again. As best I can tell, the way they figure is even if Ukraine loses, even if they lose, it's still going to be better for them because they'll get to deplete all of the weapons stocks of Western Europe and much of Central and a bit of Eastern Europe as well, getting rid of all that old Warsaw Pact stuff, which means that everybody under the sun is going to have to buy new military gear from them, which is going to be like, you know, it's going to be like Black Friday for them. They're going to love it. At the same time, whether they win or lose, perhaps even better if they lose in Ukraine, NATO is going to be in a better position to say, we've got a terrible boogeyman of Russia, which means that the impetus, the justification for the existence of NATO itself will continue and continue strong. And yeah, so I mean, even if they lose, they win, I believe, as far as they're concerned. Now, I do think that there are a whole bunch of Larry Fink types and BlackRock types and the rest who will be deeply pissed off because they had plans for that region. And I don't think it's only people in the United States. I think much of Europe, many of the elites in some of the countries of Europe will be pissed off too. And I think they had hoped to set up Black Sea natural gas coming in through Odessa and pumped through Europe to reduce or completely remove, so the theory goes, their dependency on Russian energy. And so that's why I think they're doing what they're doing. And I mean, if in the meantime, a bunch of white people, in this case, Slavs of various stripes, and I guess there are probably plenty of Balts in there as mercenaries and the rest, and other people fighting as contractors, as volunteers. I guess they figure if you know, I don't know, 500,000, 1 million of those people die, what the hell? Who cares? Yeah, so that's a quick answer to the question. Let's see, what else do we have here? Fiend J, again, very happy to see you here, sir. Zero tolerance for scumbags in the chat. Please destroy them utterly with your wrench. Bookbinding stream, also astrology stream with Philosophicat. PCAT is my friend. I would be happy to do a stream with her. And it's just going to be a matter of getting it scheduled because I've been all over the place. It's certainly not her fault. She expressed an interest in doing it, and I have not been in touch with her for a while. So, yeah, stop making sense. You know, I found John Goris's little painting he sent me of George Floyd. I still want to get that thing framed. Love it. John Goris. Check out his... What is it, Ghost Tank? You must be doing something new. I haven't looked in a while, so forgive me if I'm like, you know, sending people to old projects of yours. But John Goris does great animations if you just like to see things get shot up and explode in sprays of blood. Lead Reckoning just picked up Vinculum. Excellent taste, my friend. Excellent taste. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for buying it. This book right here, ladies and gentlemen, buy it because I need money. The expense for butter now is through the roof. It's overwhelming. Okay, the Sanity Machine. I don't know that channel, but I'll keep my eyes posted for it. Caravaggio in the house. Another old channel viewer. Semiagog, what are we? Ooh, this is a heavy one. Better have a drink of this whiskey. What are we as a species not seeing? What is our biggest blind spot? Well, I'm going to steal one from my old friend Tim. And he made it a project of his, and he didn't settle it. He didn't come to a resolution, so far as I know, before he died. But his idea was, what is there that is not violence that absolutely trumps violence? How could you deal with violence without being violent yourself, and yet without any of this business of turn the other cheek or absorbing yourself in some sort of Buddhist doctrine where it's all pain and suffering that you should rise above? Essentially, how do you trump violence, but without being violence yourself? And I know he spent quite a bit of time looking into things like Thoreau and Gandhi and Martin Luther King and other people who developed or swiped and repurposed nonviolent approaches. But he was very careful to tell me when he was thinking about it that he's not talking about nonviolence. He's talking about something that utterly, that absolutely crushes, so to speak, though that's the wrong metaphor, violence without recourse to violence. Mighty Balzac. No, I've had nothing to do with killing anyone as it happens. And certainly nothing to do with the president of Iran. We will have to see what eventuates there, what comes to light. Last I heard, the Iranians had asked the Turks for assistance with locating the site of the crash and getting eyes on it. Apparently it's bad weather, and and we don't know what's going on. I have no idea what it's all about. Possum says, are you enjoying the sweet songs of the cicadas this year? I have not yet heard them, although the frogs are starting to party down in the hollow. They're not really loud yet, but you can see they're beginning to drink and talk a little bit more loudly. They haven't started breaking dishes and playing Freebird, but you know, it will happen before too long. Let us see. Where is this? Mr. McKee, 2099. I got one question. Is BlackRock really losing as much money as they seem to be, or is that just cope from the right? I think they've still got to be, it's still got to be a net positive for them, whatever they're doing. I can't imagine organizations like that, once you get to that point, that you're ever really losing money without some sort of catastrophe involved. And the most important thing is to understand, as many people have pointed out, so I'm just going to remind you all of what other people have said. I believe it's quite true. They don't give a fuck about the money. They don't give a fuck. Money is scarcely the most important feature. It's like the stone toss burgers thing, right? Do they give a fuck about burgers? I think not. And in any case, as my old buddy Tim used to say, money, such as it is, the presence or absence of it, it's simply an index for power. It's an indicator. It's an index. It points to your power, which is to say the cash itself is not power, not at the level that we're talking about. If you have power, cash is a byproduct. Now, for the level of, someone like me, if I had even $1 million in a trust fund and the interest was coming out every year, that would be power for me. So don't misunderstand me. But at the scale we're talking about, the money itself is just an index. The power is something distinct, indicated, hence index, by the presence of that money. And in any case, there's no reason to imagine that money is in most cases even their primary concern. Lord of Leck, good to see you, sir. What's this question? Semiagog is what's happening in Ireland the starting gun for the indigenous people of Britain and Europe to take their countries back? I don't know. I will say that Gerard Murphy, who has appeared on here once and recently, you can still see the video. It's on Ireland. He's someone that you can follow over on X. Gerard. It looks like it's spelled Gearoid, but apparently it's Gerard. Gerard Murphy, he follows things there very closely. He's a good account to follow if you want to know what's happening there. I don't know. We'll see. It is possible that towards the end of 2024, there will be some dramatic changes, but I am the eater of crow. At this point, I am also perfectly willing to accept not just the possibility, but even the likelihood that nothing will happen except that it will get much worse. So your guess is as good as mine, man. K1 F8. K1 Fate. Semigog, are you going back on Apostolic Majesty again? I hope so. We have a sort of loose agreement to collaborate on the history of today streams. I know that AM has one in mind, and I have a further possible one. Certainly, whenever I get an invitation from him, I'll come running if there's anything that I can add to the discussion. I think he's literally one of the best people on YouTube, and anyone who is not subscribed to Apostolic Majesty should be. And you can follow him not only on YouTube, but over on Twitter or X or whatever the hell it is as well. And I hope all of you will consider doing so. He's got great content because most of it, if not all of it, most certainly, it's timeless. It's not like me churning out some video on what it means that Prigozhin died. That might have some interest for people to go back and look at and see, what my take was and how it, held up. But his stuff, but the nature of his subject matter, primarily history, it's already a part of the canon, in terms of him adopting it as a subject. So just a great channel, and one of those ones where I encourage all of you to go look at what's there. Don't just subscribe and watch, whatever the latest thing is. Look at it as a resource, because it is indeed quite a resource. Can't recommend him highly enough. Top drawer motherfucker. All right. Let's see here. Okay, this is a question I don't think I'm qualified for, from Michael Reeves. Semigog, do you think we will successfully pass the technological singularity or regress to simpler times? I don't know. I'm not even entirely clear on what the fuck a singularity is. Let's just say this. I think I'm going to put my trust in human nature, which means that it's going to get worse before it gets better, and then it's going to get worse again. That's the best I can do for you, sir. John Ski, fine gentleman. Do you think Trump will take the U.S. out of NATO if they allow him to be elected? Yeah, I don't know. I could easily see the structure of NATO being maintained and changes being made to it. So yeah, I don't know. A future of NATO stream would be something interesting for Prudentialists to do. Another friend, everybody should be following the Prudentialist. He gets heavily into geopolitics. I've collaborated with him on a few streams. Always happy to be a guest on his channel. I think I've had him on mine as well. Yes, I have. That would be a stream to do with Prude, or for Prude to do himself, you know, in terms of what the likely future of NATO will be. Truck Bro, Semigog chickens, have you kept them, and what's your advice, thought, opinions? I can't give you any advice because I haven't kept them. I do know that Don the Plebe keeps them and seems to know a fair amount about it. Yeah, but I with any luck, I will be keeping them in future if I can manage that along with my fucking butter and cow manure expenses. Oh my God, man. The amount of fucking compost and cow manure I have to buy now. And now I'm about to become deeply unpopular because I promised that I had found a source for what they call chicken litter, which is apparently what you call chicken shit. And yeah, I haven't gotten it yet. So I look like I'm promising things I can't deliver. So yeah, check maybe with Don the Plebe over on X. And there are tons and tons and tons of YouTube videos on keeping chickens. I'm sorry, I just don't know. Donnie Browning says, do you think Ebrahim Raisi is alive? I have no idea at this point. Certainly on the face of it, for someone to be in a helicopter crash, that does not bode well, because it's not like you can, I mean, I guess I think there is some technique you can use with resistance against the rotor to have them crash less catastrophically, but the idea of a helicopter crash, yeah, it doesn't look good. But there are many other things that it could be. You know, or how should I say this? It could be a crash. It could be something that's supposed to seem like a crash. It could be an assassination attempt. It could be an assassination attempt that failed, but the Iranians are allowing everyone in the country to think that it probably did succeed, so that dissident cells within the country activate and are thereby, you know, they make themselves more easy to identify and eliminate. I have no idea. This is all speculation. I have no damn idea. What else do we have here? Checking for questions. Yeah, John Ski is still within a leftist university town. I'm telling you, man, you should have run. You should have run to Alabama. Run to Alabama, son. The hell out of there. Property taxes so low. My property taxes, knock on wood, so fucking low. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, Caravaggio has a good point. They are the market. How can they lose? You know, up to a certain point, that's certainly the case. Wow, cicadas in Middle Tennessee are already loud. Well, we just had a cold spell here, and yeah, I haven't heard them yet, but it'll start soon. Semigog, did you go to Ukraine to be a mercenary and make some money? No, never. Ain't nobody. These lips are made for kissing, not catching bullets, man. These tender hands, the heaviest thing I ever lifted was my dick and her purse. There's no like crawling in and out of like trenches for me. The whole idea of shit raining straight up, your friend's head turning into a red mist. Nope. Too old. And I had too much of a sense of self-preservation. I'm not a great man, you know. So when I was younger, yeah, wasn't going to happen. What else here? Checking questions here. You know what I should do? Let me get down here. Questions about weddings. That would be premature to suggest such things. No comment. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, French butter is good. But there's good butter here too, man. It costs a fortune. I should go check. Let me go over here and check Twitter, just in case we got people listening there who have questions. Where would it be? Where would I find my own stream? Forgive this boomer moment, ladies and gentlemen. Let me go to my profile. Is it here? Yeah, I guess that's running. Let's see. Is there a question? John D says Twitter Space after party. Yeah. You can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man. No time to talk. Maybe. I have to go to bed early tonight, though, D. But everyone should be checking out D's Twitter Spaces, man. We do those. He does those frequently. And it's always a raucous mess. Okay, so yeah, I shoot back over here. How the hell do I find my sweet God in heaven? You know, when you have so many damn tabs open that, good God, oh, it's on the other. Yeah, all right. Sorry. Let's see here. This is from Randolph White Wolf. What is this? Can I make sense of this? Semi-Agog, what do you think of the new white versus brown framing of the conflict in the Middle East and the attempts by Zionists to realign pro-whites now that anti-white leftists turned on them? I find it all boring and tiresome. I believe I dislike both groups intensely. The ones where it's quite clear that they actively dislike me and mine. So the only easy solution that I've settled upon is to make fun of both groups. Now let's see, is there a more specific question here? What do I think of this new frame? It makes sense. It's normal dialectical framing. I mean, the idea is that, oh yeah, suddenly Zionist Israelis in the US are more than willing. I guess it's not so sudden, but in this respect, it's sudden to make common cause with their fellow whites through the framing of it all as though the Palestinian thing is really about being anti-white. It's all so tiresome, and the dialectics are boring. And as I said, the best way to deal with that, as far as I'm concerned, is simply to mock both groups relentlessly. Oh, Nick in the house. Yes, with an old French revolutionary quote that Tim used to say. Man, it's been ages since I've seen Nick. Good to see you, sir. A tisket, a tasket, a head in a basket. It cannot respond to questions that you ask it. Question about the upcoming Sabbath stream. Well, my favorite is Ozzy, but some of the guys who are coming in, because I'm like, what is it, the first 5 or 6 albums? I can't remember. All the Ozzy albums are the ones that interest me, and I think Technical Ecstasy least of all. Or is it Never Say Die? There are a couple of the last Ozzy albums that I don't really listen to, but I'm bringing on guys who think that Dio is the bomb. I'm almost certain that every single person coming on as a guest on this, and it's, like I said, star-studded panel. God, I almost said star-studded spandrel. The fuck's going on? Someone wrote Nick Land earlier, and my tired old man brain is confused. Everyone who's coming in on that stream, I think every single one of them knows more about Black Sabbath than I do, so it should be good. And yes, the Mob Rules was a good album. John Ski says, what do you think the future of BRICS in a multipolar world is? I think BRICS is gaining power, and it's economic power. It's glossed as economic power, but we all know that under a model of unrestricted warfare, economics is just a primary, if not the primary dimension of warfare. So, and I'm not sure how multipolar it's turning out to be either. It's just, it's, two camps. And they like to throw multipolar in there because it sounds vaguely like diverse. So they think it will get better uptake, as they say, in Western markets. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, they're getting stronger. As I've often observed, I believe that what's happening with the Ukraine war is benefiting China more than any other single country. And as I've also observed, I'll be interested to see if what happens with what's going on in Gaza ultimately ends up benefiting China more than everyone else. Okay, lanternflies. Do you mean like fireflies? Or no, someone I think mentioned like spotted lanternflies. That's something different, right? They don't glow. They're not typical lightning bugs. No, but I've heard about them. My blight that's non-native is the damn Asian lady beetles, which always makes me think of some fucking Thai guy with a 5 o'clock shadow who's taped his balls up with electrical tape. Yeah, Asian lady beetles, they're everywhere, but for the moment they're gone. They come, they basically disappear right at the beginning of April. And then they come back at the end of October, and it's absolute infestation in my house. I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I just vacuum them. Yeah, for other invasive species, I don't know. I'm sure there are more. I mean, the scorpions have just started. I had to vacuum one out of the sink last night. And you know, I check my bedclothes all through the year just because. Yeah, no, I'm not going to have my balls stung by a fucking southern devil scorpion. El Vaquero, another old man. All these old school people are in the house. Yes. El Vaquero, good gentleman. Why don't I smoke a pipe instead of cigars? Well, I buy so-called pipe tobacco, which means, you know, I spend $15 for a pound of tobacco, which suits me fine. My problem is just keeping a pipe lit takes work. I've got tons of pipes, and I did used to smoke pipes. I may break them out again. But probably just this one church warden I have, because I'm under the impression that I can just pack it with cigarette tobacco, smoke it through the long stem, and it'll be nice and cool as it comes through. But I do sometimes. It's just been a while. And I did have long stem cigarette holders. I actually have one that I need to repair that's elephant ivory, and it's even spring loaded. So the little part that holds the butt of the cigarette, you can push it backwards, and it'll push down on the spring into the post of the tube through which the smoke passes, and it pops it out. But it broke, so I'm going to have to disassemble it, clean it, and possibly glue it up again. And I had another one that looked like a dragon's claw carved out of bone, and then I had a really nice one that's made out of horn, but I gave those to Tim before he died. What else do we have? I have not gained weight. I gained weight when I went abroad, about 4 pounds, 3 pounds. Yeah, but I'm now back to my normal weight, which is right just under. It's like 169 and a half. I want to get it down to 168. I have to weigh less. Fucking butter, man. And like, you know, beurre blanc and hollandaise, and apparently, what's the other one? This creme anglaise apparently is going to be part of my future. It's just, I need a rowing machine. All right, so what else do we have? Okay, I'm pausing here, and I'm going to go check over on Twitter. Thank you for your patience, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to see if people are asking me questions over there, so that I'm supporting that platform too. Oh, that's another thing that I should tell everyone. One of the reasons that I have not been on Twitter so much, on YouTube as much, is because it's an election year. They're evil. I've already been hammered with some channel strikes. And the other thing is that I just cleared 16,000 subscribers on X, and I'm not pretending that's a lot. Of course, it's tiny following, but my tiny following on YouTube is only 17,000. So to me, there's a certain value in moving some of the operation over to X, particularly since I can stream there as well. So please consider coming over and getting on X if you're not already, and following me there, because, you know, I'm not imagining that like everybody misses me, but if you want to hear my bullshit, you can get daily doses of it over on Twitter. All right, let's see. Any questions? Nope, doesn't look like it. Nope. Let me check. Is there another spot here? Nope. All right, here I am. I'm coming back. Bear with me, peoples. You know, it's difficult for a boomer to even like shift between windows. Okay. See now. Oh, what's this from Truck Bro? What is your preferred tobacco for your homemade darts? It's this. It's what is it? Let me not show the warning. It's OHM, and I like the blue, which is kind of like a little more light. What does it look like? It looks like this. You see that? It's not quite a shag cut like you'd see with drum or something, but it is cut so that you can roll it with, little hand rolls. It takes a little longer. Like, if you're used to hand rolls and you've got like that shitty drum that's full of stems, you can just like, and you've got a cigarette. It takes a little longer to keep the tobacco from falling out, but it works. All right, what's this? I'm from a town between Birmingham and Wolverhampton, so I can't choose between Zeppelin and Sabbath. I have to tell you, though, man, I've been listening to a lot of Zeppelin lately, just to do it again. I got to this point, it was kind of like Dark Side of the Moon, where you just never want to hear it again because of all the radio play growing up. But I'm listening to it again, and some of it really is great. But I have to say, Sabbath is just fucking better. I'm not saying that Zeppelin doesn't have great songs, but there's just, first off, fucking Robert Plant fucking all these sounds. God damn it, I'm gonna hurt myself. Sweet God in heaven. He's just got, that part is a bit much. Also, you could tell that both bands came out of this thing of the blues. Although in studying for the upcoming Sabbath stream, I've been looking at how Bill Ward sets his kit up, and apparently, what is it? John Paul Jones. Who's the fucking drummer for Zeppelin? It's not John Bonham. No, it is John Bonham, right? John Paul Jones is the bass player. Page is the guitar. Anyway, apparently both of them have these minimalist drum kits that they set up based on jazz influence. Anyway, I'm talking too much shit. The point is, despite the fact that both have this blues influence and the jazz influence on Ward and Bonham, there's just way more blues influence. Like, maybe there are a couple Sabbath songs where you can hear them trying to sound bluesy, but I listen to a lot of the Zeppelin stuff, and it just sounds like they're white guys singing the blues. Now, I'm not saying that's all they do. They've got fucking brilliant songs. I listened to Battle of Evermore over and over again because D got me back into it again. But Sabbath, there's something about them. They really are fucking English. They're fucking English. You can hear English all over their music. It's like, to me, they're like there's something about them that has a crossover with the so-called metaphysical poets and the melancholy and, Saturnian reflection and the rest that you see with like a Donne, John Donne, or a Henry Vaughan or something. Anyway, but I'm anticipating a stream that is coming up. So yeah, all right. Yeah, John Goris mentions Quinones, another friend of the channel, whose channel I recommend. I've had him on before. I've been a guest on his channel. Definitely check out Pete, and he is, yes, going to be one of the guys in the upcoming Sabbath stream. Let's see, scrolling down here. Oh, Mighty Ballsack asks about this, the Gettysburg Address. I hadn't heard it called that, but yeah, it's, yeah. Have you guys seen my, my Sisyphus meme? God damn, it's my best meme I've ever come up with. It's Sisyphus against this background pushing a big fat ass Lizzo up the slope. It's, as soon as I heard that Gettysburg Address thing, yeah, I had to post that meme again. My brilliance exceeds what it is possible to share. Incommunicable brilliance. All right, let's see here. What is this now? Robert McDonald channel says, what do you think of Louisiana banning the World Economic Forum, UN, World Health Organization, etc.? I've heard nothing of this. I was not aware of it. And yeah, I'd have to look into that. I'm surprised it even happened because Louisiana has, it's, I guess, a red state, but the major metropolitan areas are fucking, blue and brown and black, as you can imagine. Blue, brown, black, and red and yellow. When I say red, I don't mean Republicans, by the way. Yeah. So next question. Hairway to Steven. No offense, man. It's clearly you're a Zeppelin fan. Thoughts on Texas governor pardoning Daniel Perry? I have the same view as D on this. He posted about it, which is where I first saw it. And somebody's like, "Oh, Perry is Jewish or something." I'm like, "What the fuck, man?" Some protester, if I remember the story correctly, came up to his car with a fucking rifle, a slung magazine-fed rifle, in a threatening environment, and the guy got shot, and this dude Perry just got railroaded into prison for no fucking good reason other than because racism. So I'm going to take it as a win. I mean, I'm not going to throw away like a box of chocolates because it's milk chocolate instead of dark chocolate, which is my favorite. Don't read anything into that. Dark chocolate is the best, though. All right. Caravaggio says, have you ever practiced or studied any martial arts? Whoa. Formally, only one, and it's embarrassing. I took Bujinkan Ninjutsu in like 1990. So it was like the last of the ninja craze. And I studied at Bud Malmstrom's dojo. And I don't know, I did it for about a year. So I learned how to roll. And, you got these, wrist lock things that you do. And much of it was just ripped off from other martial arts. So it got me grappling and rolling on the floor. And I learned a few techniques that, one of which I even used once and it worked. But I mean, Bujinkan Ninjutsu is a bit fucking silly. I'm going to take this position to fight, But yeah, I studied boxing on my own, other than having friends who boxed a little bit, show me some things. And I set up a heavy bag and I practiced with that. As a kid, obviously, I threw knives and hatchets and throwing stars because everyone in my generation threw shuriken. I worked as a bouncer for some time, for a year and a half or something like that. So I got involved in all kinds of scuffles with that. And I was coached by my friend Tim, who had an extensive background with violence, which served me very well. So no, I am by no means a fighter. I am by no means someone with like serious training. My training is almost non-existent, but I have some experience. I'm not one of these people who didn't get in fights. I had my lip split here, which is where this shit scar came from. My nose used to be perfectly straight, but got broken. I've been in fights as a teenager, I don't know, half dozen of them, and then worked as a bouncer for a year and a half. And I did a little bit with martial arts. And even up until recently, I've done stuff with boxing, working with a heavy bag and doing footwork drills. And what else? Dance. I've been dancing for many years, and contrary to what everyone might expect, it makes you very fast, and it does wonders for your balance. Anyone who thinks that dance cannot be effectively applied to boxing should take a look at someone like Lomachenko, famously. So yeah, that's all I got. I'm sorry, I'm no tough guy. That's what guns are for. I'm an old man now. Some big roided out MMA guy comes after me, I'm going to seek to be peaceful. And then if my life is threatened, I'm not going to get in a fist fight because I ain't any good at it. Okay. What else? Mention of these red lantern flies. I don't know what's going on with that. See, El Vaquero, you live in the desert and you don't have to worry about scorpions. Man, if you didn't see it on Twitter, I posted one because I'd been living here for about a year, and every night checking my bedclothes, knocking all the pillows, shaking them out. shining a flashlight down between the headboard and the wall. And this one night, I just went flip on my sheets, and there it was, coiled up in the middle of my fucking bed. So, yeah. What else? Interesting question. Who gets the upper hand, Chinese genetically modified soldiers or American cyborgs? Well, the answer is yes. I think you're really going to see drones be the major thing. In terms of genetic modifications, I've given it a little bit of thought, but not much. Yeah. I think we're going to see both of those things increasingly, but the real one where it's all coming down hard and fast right now is with drone tech. El Vaquero says, I've got some nice briar. Stick to cobs and meerschaums. Having lived in Turkey, I'm guessing you're familiar with meerschaum. All right, you fuckers. Hang on a minute. You guys talking to me like I don't know about pipes. Yeah. Fuck off. Here, you want to see my pipes, you fuckers? Well, this is some of them. I think the Peterson is somewhere else. Ugh. What do we have here? Here's oh, spider. Oh, okay. He's not moving. Here's some of them. That's my dad's old Turk's Head meerschaum. What else do I have here? This is the one. This is my future, ladies and gentlemen. This church warden. Oh, can't wait to smoke this thing. Imagine how cool the smoke's going to be. This is my future pipe, ladies and gentlemen. What else do we have here? Oh, yeah. See, this doesn't have my damn... Sorry, this is all dusty and fucked up. I think I have my Peterson. I got to show you the Petersons. So, yeah. This is one. I like this one because you can just set it on your desktop, you smoke, and then you just set it down. That's a lovely old one. Well, not that old. That's probably 90s, 80s. This is another one of my dad's. Love the stitched leather on it. I mean, what's not to like, right? Got a nicely broken in. Yeah, I have one corncob pipe. I haven't smoked it. I don't like the look of them, but I've got one. I've got a few more of these heavy wooden ones. This is the one. I must have shown you people this before. This one is this one I need like an Aston Martin or an Austin Healey or something. This pipe is designed to smoke while driving a British sports car. Look at that. You feel it, don't you? Look at how sleek that one is. This motherfucker draws beautifully. This is probably my favorite pipe. In addition to the Turk's Head meerschaum, got a matching pair here. And you see that variegated surface that allows it to radiate more heat and stay even cooler. Very nice meerschaum pipes. And yes, and here's my pride and joy. The problem is I'm going to have to send it to Peterson to get it fixed. This was a gift from Tim. This is a pre-Republic Peterson's. I don't know if you can't really read the inscription on the silver, but it's got the sterling silver band. Look at that beautiful meerschaum. Look at the look of it. I mean, it's just fucking gorgeous pipe. The problem is it doesn't draw for shit. But once I get it to draw right, and it's not because the mouthpiece is blocked. It's not that. It's just cut wrong. And so I probably need to send it to Peterson's and get them to do it up. Sterling silver. It's got all the hallmarks. Pre-Republic. Before Irish pipes went to shit. And look at that. Look at that cool little tabletop pipe holder. Oh, yeah. You see what I'm talking about? Got plenty of pipe racks. Plenty of jars for tobacco. All this shit. Yes, I have pipes. All right. Show and tell is over, ladies and gentlemen. I think I need to pour myself some more apple juice. Sorry, I've fallen behind. Just let me re-up here while I still have ice. There we go. This is fixing to be fun. All right. Questions. All right, let's see here. What is this? What? Hazel eyes, 1971, 165 pounds, long hair. Is this about me? Well, I've got hazel eyes. I was born in 1971. I weigh about 168 when I'm at my right weight. And yeah, I still have long hair. Yeah. Man, fucking guy from V is helping me out. He's the man. He's going to help me with like real man work. All right. I'm telling me how to do real man work because I'm not a real man. All right. Let's see here. What is this about Putin G? Semigog, what do you make of the Putin and G embrace that Russia is not only under threat from NATO, but that China has machinations on the Russian-aligned Central Asian steppes? Beware the dragon. Yeah, I don't know. I've looked at that, and in particular as related to Kazakhstan with its mineral wealth and the fact that they seem to be trying to peel out from under the CSTO or whatever the Collective Security Treaty Organization for Central. I think I remember the acronym correctly. I don't think China and Russia are going to have big problems given the current circumstances. Yes, long term, you've got two major powers in the same landmass, so they're going to be sparks, and there have been sparks in the past. But now that China and Russia have been pushed together, it's in Russia's interests and China's interests to have things move overland through Russia instead of having to fuck around with trying to connect things through Afghanistan and Iran. So it basically gives China, with all its rail experience, and Russia has that as well, an overland route not subject to naval interdiction by Western powers. I think they can make it work for a lot longer than many might imagine. So yeah, there's a threat there, and you've got it's two cooks in one kitchen, so to speak. But as long as Russia gets a piece of the action, which they will if the stuff transits Russia, and as long as China can continue to do business without having to worry about being hit by U.S. submarines or whatever, I think it can work for both of them. All right, what's next? All right, this is a question I can't answer. The next British government, the Labour Party, are talking about bringing in thousands of Palestinian refugees against the wishes of the majority. Why do governments ignore voters? Because voters don't matter. They've never mattered, apparently, or they've only mattered for brief and atypical moments across history. Read academic agents Nima Parvini's book, The Populist Delusion, for an introduction to those ideas from Mosca and Pareto and Machiavelli and the rest. Burnham. They ignore voters for the reason that we too should ignore them, because they don't fucking matter. And the only other point I'd make there is, like, how could Labor be worse than the Tories? I mean, it's not like something's suddenly going to change when Labor comes in. The Tories have been laughing their asses off as they pump Britain full of replacement population. They literally laugh at the Brits as they replace them. They laugh their asses off. You think that fucking Boris Johnson, Rishi Sunak, these types, when they're at home, they don't just laugh their asses off after they lie on television? I just don't believe it. They have senses of humor. So yeah. John Ski says he deleted his account. So well, come back. I mean, it's not like you can't get deleted anywhere. John Smith says he quit smoking. Good for you, man. Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd, I like them both. Little John Bonham drum trivia. What else? Bill Ward. Fucking love Black Sabbath. God damn it, I love Black Sabbath. How do people not fucking love Black Sabbath. All right, let's see here. This from Truck Bro. Clay pipes keep your smoke cool, but they tend to express true, so cheap tobacco can taste chemical. I see. They don't add that woodiness. Yeah. Well, I mean, that also depends on you build up the God damn it, I used to know this when I smoked a pipe. The lining that forms from the material, that it's almost like a finish on a cast iron pan or something. You get the, God damn it, there's a name for it. And it keeps everything cool because it acts as insulation. I imagine that when you get your meerschaum pipes going, that they're going to develop a layer of that inside that will protect you. What the? Protect you from it. Sorry, I'm hearing the wizard. Okay. Led Zeppelin's better. You know what? I'm putting you in timeout. Fucking Led Zeppelin's better. I cannot be expected to put up with this shit. Only problem is that now I'm going to have to go find where this comment is. There it is. Where is it? Led Zeppelin's better. You're going into timeout, buddy. I hope you take that time as a penitential period to reflect. Put user in timeout. 5 minutes to reflect upon the error of your ways. Okay. What else? Hairway to Stevens says, I always request to speak on D's Twitter space, and I'm always politely turned down. I appreciate consistency. I think the secret to... Well, I probably shouldn't say what the secret that's not so secret is to getting invited into D's Twitter spaces, unless you happen to have met him under other circumstances, as I did. I think your best odds are if you're a muscular young man of let's just say a muscular young man willing to send photographs of your six-pack or whatever the fuck they call it these days. Okay. Wait a minute. Zeppelin's more technically proficient? Zeppelin's more technically fucking proficient? Fucking 10 minutes timeout. 10 minutes timeout. Where the fuck is it? 10 minutes. Zeppelin's more fucking fuck. Contemplate this on the tree of woe. 10 minutes, my friend. 10 minutes. Zeppelin's more fucking technically proficient. Okay. All right. What next? Field Marshal Browning says, I hear that Lady of Shalott is rather unwell. Does anyone know how she's faring? I do not. I heard that probably a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I am, of course, very sorry to hear it. I wish her the best. And anyone who does know how to get in touch with her or who can find out, I encourage them to do so, to offer all our best wishes, our hopes, and our prayers, as the case may be. Yeah, I hope she's doing well. She's a lovely woman, and I do wish her the best. Okay. Oh yeah, Hairway to Steven. Yes, I remember that. I saw them play live. I was on stage flinging people back when Butthole Surfers were playing at the Masquerade in like 1990 or 1991. It was 1990. Yep, pointed an AK at his face. Correct. All right, just scrolling down here to catch up. Attempting to catch up. Guy from Vermont. Do you have any Tommy shoes? Yes. In fact, I have a pair of Tommys. And mine came from Japan. They're nice ones. But they're for when I played taiko drums. I have a Sarashi. I have all that shit. I have the little bib and everything. All of it dyed with indigo. And I had to stick it into vinegar to get the dye to seat properly as a mordant. I no longer have proper taiko drums, but I still have several pairs of my sticks. I've got my Tabi shoes, my Hakama pants. I've got, yeah, I have all that shit, Negro. Okay. Wait, didn't bully anyone into saying dreary, but yeah, I don't know enough about English industrial towns. I think if I did, I would understand the melancholy better. I saw a little bit of that the couple times I've been in Britain. I saw the brown brick row houses, and I have to say that's some bleak shit. Like the first thing I think to myself is like, was there a law against planting a tree? Like just a tree? Like on each block of faceless, undifferentiated brown brick row houses, could they have planted a tree? But apparently no. They don't. They didn't. No, they don't. All right. Yeah, butterfly knife nationalism. I still have 3 different ways of opening I can do. I need to get a good one though. They're so stupid though. I have to tell you that, I mean, butterfly knives are even more stupid than throwing stars, and that's saying something. Actually, I'm not sure. They're both pretty fucking stupid. But yeah, if you grew up in that age range, you had to know how to do butterfly knives. You had to know how to like hit yourself in the balls with nunchucks. Nunchaku, and yeah, you had to use throwing stars. It was de rigueur. It was like watching Red Dawn or American Ninja. You know, you had to be there. You had to be there. This cigarette is going to be delicious. Now, let me keep up with you, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate your patience. I'm going to work through these questions. Excellent questions. Excellent audience. Appreciate it. Let me just look over here on Twitter. Are there any questions? Florida Bog Jig just posted a picture of Sam Hyde as the helicopter pilot in Iran. I should have expected that, but it's funny. Okay. No, I don't see any questions. Nope. None. All right, I'm back, ladies and gents. All right, so let's see. Let me scroll down here. 80s kids Storm Shadow GI figure. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's 2 types of GI Joe. The GI Joe where they're fucking like this tall, right? Those are the GI Joe figures. That's the not gay GI Joe figures. The other ones are from the 80s when they released the comic book, and they've got like chicks and they've got fuck Cobra. All that stuff sucks. The real old GI Joes are from the 70s. All that 80s shit is like, it's like people talking about fucking He-Man and Skeletor. Like that cartoon sucked. There's nothing about it that's good. Anyone who watched that shit then when they were kids, they were being denied what they should have been doing, which was reading Savage Sword of Conan and listening to Black Sabbath. Fucking 80s kids, man. All right. You're scrolling. Move to Alabama here, be Scorpions. I'm telling you, John Ski, move to Alabama. I mean, it's, you see cryptids at the Walmart, but I mean, people are nice. I don't have to see human beings for the most part. I mean, on Sundays, people are shooting, and during the summer, I hear these like 4-wheelers and things down the slope. But otherwise, they just leave me the fuck alone. I mean, it's a bit much for me to like have to hire people to come and like fucking hook the front end of their truck to my well pump and pull it up and replace it and stuff. But hopefully in future I can learn how to do those things for myself. I'm beginning to learn. It's important to watch. All right. I hope everyone who's put in time out for talking shit about like how fucking Led Zeppelin is technically better, and I hope you're all fucking reflecting upon the error of your ways. All right. I'm way behind. I have to go faster. What is my preferred variety of apple juice? Spasticus autisticus. My favorite apple juice, I mean, not my favorite, but you know, if it were just being given to me, I find that I can drink more of a Bullet without a headache. But so far, I'm rocking and rolling with Evan Williams, and John D has been encouraging me as a part of his whole thing. Like I'm a Padawan, whatever. You know, he's been teaching me to be a drunk, and part of what he has helped me to understand is just buy the cheapest shit you can. In this case, I mean, he doesn't say that, but given, as he pointed out to me, the requirements for something to bear the label of bourbon, if it says bourbon, as opposed to Kentucky whiskey or whatever, you can pretty much, because of the quality of how it's produced these days and the consistency, you can pretty much buy anything that has bourbon on the label and it's going to be good, especially in a case where, I'm sorry, apple juice, especially in a case where I'm making a cocktail. This has maple syrup in it and bitters and an ice cube. And, you know, it's not like, you know, single malt sipping whiskey. So yeah, Bullet, and Jim Beam's okay. But to be honest with you, I'm getting to the point where I like Evan Williams better than Jim Beam. Also, I need to go to Louisiana to buy my liquor, man. Because like in Georgia, a 1.75 liter bottle of this is so degenerate. A 1.75 liter, a handle of Evan Williams in Georgia is $22. But I was down in New Orleans and a handle of Jim Beam cost $22 down there. So I need to go down there and like fill my trunk. Because in Alabama, a damn bottle of the Evan Williams 1.75 liter it's anywhere from like 28 or 29 when you're lucky. I just spent $32 on it, like $10 more a bottle. Like, fuck that. All right. Where are we here? Alabaster in the house. Hello. Just trying to catch up. Nickelback better than Black Sabbath. You're going in John's. Johnsky is a fine gentleman, so I'm not going to put him in timeout, but I warn you, man. The cake. That's right, El Vaquero. It's the cake. The cake. You don't want it to get thick on a meerschaum. Oh, I guess it would affect how it cools. But certainly enough of it is going to form that you don't have to worry about the tobacco having its flavor not rounded enough by the entire process, right? I mean, what is this? What's the size of the cake on these? This one has just a little. Just a little. And mostly as it goes in. What do we have here? Let's check my dad's. That's the one most likely. Oh, it doesn't have much either. Oh, no, it has a fair amount down in there. Yeah, he probably let too much form. And this, I believe this is an amber mouthpiece, too. It's all beat up. It's my dad's pipe. Not bad, huh? All right. I'm going to keep up here. I'm expected to perform. Blue Oyster Cult, man. Don't fear the Reaper, baby. You see me now, a veteran of 1,000 psychic wars. I've been living on the edge so long, where the winds of limbo roar. Oh, yeah. Very few know that Michael Moorcock was not only involved with Hawkwind, but he was involved with Blue Oyster Cult too. Veteran of the Psychic Wars is one of them. Another one which I cannot recommend is Black Blade. Vorpal Anvil, do you have to send D a pic of yourself shirtless? No, you don't have to. And it better look good if you're going to. But I mean, if you look good shirtless, then I mean, just find one online and pretend it's yours. Never mind, I didn't say that. I'm telling you how to game the system. Don't do it because D's vengeance will be swift and certain. All right. What? Minoan says I timed him out for 10 seconds? No. What? 10 minutes. It should have been 10 minutes. All right. Well, he's had time to consider it. Nudge Unit is generally a good person. All right. Crom laughs at your 10-minute timeout. Laughs from his mountain. Yeah. Fuck yes. All right. Okay. Oh fuck. I can't speak that Dutch. That Dutchness. Good avond, Olivier. Hoe good het? Hoe gaat het? I don't know how to say any of that. I know how to say only one thing. Is hoe gaat het met jou? And hoe gaat het met u? Ja, goed. I can't do that. Well, hello, Mickeypedia. Hello, sir. The master of Bang & Olufsen. All right, here we go. Scrolling down. Brick England is right. I do miss how moody it is. The tree of whoa shit. Wow, I'm so far behind. Fuck. I've had nunchuck sparring matches. Caravaggio in the house. Nunchucks. Man, my nunchaku. I have some moves. You know what I should do? I'm going to get myself a set of fucking we should do the old man nunchuck challenge. Absolutely. I need to do that. I need to get the right kind. What was that company? It wasn't Universal. It was, what was that martial arts company? I know Cthulhu is going to remember, a guy from V. What was the name of that martial arts catalog? They had a certain kind of nunchuck that had the swivel and the ball bearing, and they were called speed chucks. God damn it, I can't remember the name. Someone is going to say it in the chat, and I'll see it eventually. But basically, what we need to do is get old men from that generation to set up a camera on a tripod and show their nunchuck moves. Yes, I'm going to do it on Twitter. Don't let me forget, ladies and gentlemen, because all I need to do is buy a proper set of the nunchucks, and I can show you, man. Lewis P says, I had a bullwhip. Every once in a while, you'd get yourself a good one across the back. I didn't, but I had a friend who had some serious bullwhips. They were like 13 feet and 15 feet long. They were fucking huge. And, you know, the real thing, really heavily woven, really nicely made, not some garbage. And, you know, they creaked as you unwound, or you carried the loops of them out and used them. And man, he showed me what a bullwhip's like. And he's like, stand back. And I fucking stood back. I was in high school at the time, man. And fucking, wow, bam! Sounded like a fucking gunshot. You could totally see how one of those whips would fuck someone up. But I never learned how to use one. That's a little too cool for me. Okay. What did I think of the Taxi Driver film? Pete Quinones just did a viewing. I mean, I saw it several times growing up. I liked it. It was all right. I mean, we all have our Travis Bickle moments, metaphorically speaking. Yeah. See, my dog ate my small G.I. Joe figure. You see that fucking, they're not even good as, okay, that's it. That's it. You've been warned. You motherfuckers have been warned. This is a timeout. And it's going to be, oh my God. You have to act quick with this shit or it spreads. It's like anti-Semitism. This whole thing of, where is this? I got to find you. Fuckers. Fucker. Talk this way about Sabbath. Oh my God. You are fucking, oh my God. That's it. And a harsh the penalties just get harsher, ladies and gentlemen. Put user in timeout. 30 minutes. Fucking Sabbath is Zeppelin is better than Sabbath. What the fuck? Okay. Yes. This. They should be listening to Sabbath in timeout. Get your mind right. You just got to get your mind right, Luke. What we have here is failure to communicate. All right. let's just say I'm trying not to gain weight. All right, Sony Jim is walking a line here. Walking a line. I'm fucking watching you. All right. All right. What else? Wikipedia says, have you considered ordering your booze online? Okay, so here's the problem with that. My fucking driveway, which is not a short one, and it comes up the side of the hill, which is sort of, it's a foothill, and it comes up a steep hill. It's all torn up, and these fucking UPS drivers are all like, I guess, trying not to shit themselves. And they just come roaring up the road in these big ass trucks and tear the shit out of my road, what's left of it, and then roar out. So I'm against I'm against delivery, but I would consider it. I wonder if I can order from like Louisiana or whatever. Cheap prices. All right. That's it. Aerosmith? Fucking Aerosmith is better than Black Sabbath? What the fuck is the matter with you, man? Oh my God. Where is it? That's it. You ready? That's it. You got a fucking, the whip hand. 24 hours, motherfucker. 24 hours. That's it. I ain't playing. Motherfuckers. Okay. All right. What else do we have here? No, I have no PO box in Alabama, but you're a fine gentleman, so get in touch with me, and we can find a way to communicate. All right. See, look at this. Look. What is up with all of you fuckers? Is it because I'm laughing and having a good time and drinking that you think that you can just swan about? Fuckers. All right. I'm trying to catch up. I'm looking for real questions. You fucking assholes. Real ones make your own nunchaku. I made many of my own nunchaku and they all sucked. Based. The snap of the whip is actually a sonic boom of the tip breaking the sound barrier. Is that rain? Shit, it's raining again. God damn. Hopefully the connection will maintain. Wow. Can you guys hear that? Loud as shit. I guess the condenser mic probably isn't going to carry it through. All right. Okay, look. We're going to do some therapy for you, Nudge Unit. It's not going to be 24 hours, but you just don't understand. Where is he? Where the fuck is he? Is he going to get away just because I can't find him? There we are. Take that, Nudge Unit. Motherfucker. Another 10 minutes for you. All right. Okay. Come on. We need some good questions here, man. I'm going to bore the shit out of my proper. Okay. All right. What's going on here? All right. I have obviously been too tolerant. I did not bind my books myself, just a few of them. The vast majority of them, vast, overwhelming, I mean, other than 6 or 7, were purchased bound, Sonny Jim. And you're on thin ice, buddy. Okay, that's it. Fuck this, god damn it. See, the problem is I have to pay attention to the chat in order to answer questions, when otherwise I would normally ignore this shit. But I am Mickeypedia, you're going into fucking timeout. Hall & Oates, man. Fuck Hall & Oates, by the way. Oh, I can swing nunchucks blindfolded, no problem. All right. Advice for aspiring writers. As a matter of fact, yes. The most important thing, the best advice I ever got. Yes, the best, because my mother's advice was the second best, is that you have to find your voice, and it has to be a true voice, because nothing comes. It's just like trying to meet a man if you're a woman, or a woman if you're a man. Anything that stinks of inauthenticity is going to drive everyone away. So you have to find your voice. It has to be honest. You can form it by creating pastiches, so to speak, based on the writing of other people that you admire and enjoy, because presumably you will go through that process because there is something about a writer that you admire that carries with it this sense that, oh, I wish I said it that way. And as you go through that process, you will find, no, I wouldn't have said it quite this way, because if I'm honest, this is how I write. So yeah, the most important thing is to find your voice and be, I mean, you don't have to be honest with your readers, but you absolutely have to be honest with yourself, and the voice must be true. That's the best advice that I ever got about writing. The second best advice I ever got about writing was from my mother when I was asking if such and such was long enough. And she said, a dog's legs have to be long enough to reach the ground. The only other thing is, I have a stream, a video called, it's in the Esoterica series, ESO. Only longtime channel followers will remember that series, because I haven't done anything with it in a long time. It's called On Inspiration, and it's about ways to pursue inspiration. All right, what am I missing here? I don't. Squiggy, do you need a nap? Do you need a nap? All right. Fucking air supply. Minoan, you're on thin ice. All right. I'm all out of love. Okay. Have I ever grown my own tobacco? No. You know what? I asked friends about that, and they said that, yeah, growing it is one thing, and they didn't say it was easy, but drying it and processing it, my friends who had experience with such things seemed to think that it wasn't particularly easy. But, you know, there's someone here now who loves to grow plants, so the problem is I need to fucking quit smoking. We'll see. We'll see. I'm old. I have to cut down on my vices. And I intend to do that by focusing on the most important vices, cutting out the unnecessary vices. All right. Yep. See, Minoan is saying something along the same lines. The idea that growing them is one thing, but, you know, you already have shade grown, and then you have like sun grown, and then there's all kinds of stuff involved with drying it. Yeah. I know nothing about the fermenting part. So, yeah. Okay. Let me check over on Twitter here. Give me some good questions, people. You're responsible for whether this, I'm going to blame it on you. If this shit is a mess, it's your fault, I've decided. All right, where am I? Notifications. No, nothing. Nothing? Absolutely nothing. No questions on Twitter. All right, we're back here. It's up to you, ladies and gentlemen. Gondor is going to fall unless you unless you fucking step up. What else can I talk about while you're thinking of something smart to say? Let's think of something smart to say together. I read J.F. Gariepy's book, and I enjoyed it, and it has great insights in it. What else can I talk about? Buy my book, Vinculum. Link on YouTube in the description below. Science fiction. Give me money because I must pay for butter. What else? I had something. No, I had a note. I made a note. Where'd my note go? Oh, fucking Tyson Fury and Usyk. How does everybody feel about that? This is all speculation, ladies and gentlemen, but I think Tyson Fury got paid a fortune to throw that fight. That's what I think. Because there was such an intense focus, such an intense need to have this idea of the relatively small Ukrainian boxer, no matter how good, because Usyk is fucking great, no matter how you measure it. But they have a situation where they need to show a David and Goliath story where Ukraine is triumphant. And you've got Klitschko as mayor of Kyiv. You've got fucking Lomachenko. You've got Usyk. I was born at night, but not last night. So I can totally see where people with power and money would want to create this story of these great fighters who can dominate against all odds. And they would want this Goliath type figure who seems so large, so unbeatable, to fall beneath the fists of Tyson Fury. To fall beneath the fists of Usyk as Tyson Fury goes down. And there was a way that Tyson Fury was talking about how he wasn't upset. He wouldn't be upset if he lost, and he doesn't care. He's already made his shit. He was talking in very strange ways early on. I tweeted about this ages ago. And yeah, I think there's something to that. Can't prove it. Not casting any slander. It's all speculation. But I think fucking Tyson Fury threw that fight, and I think he did it for an enormous amount of money. And he probably did it based on the idea that he would come back for a rematch and then win. So anyway, I don't buy that. Usyk's great, but yeah, I don't buy it. I think it's unlikely. All right. Oh, is there in fact a rematch? Has it already been determined? Yeah, yes. Not to mention it's in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, I'm like, meh. Right. Okay, why is Medieval's post about growing your own tobacco constantly showing up at the end of my sequence here as though it's just been retweeted? Yeah. Anyway, it pissed me off because I think Fury. I just don't think Fury would have gotten beaten by Usyk. Usyk's great, but the only reason Tyson Fury didn't die when Deontay Wilder hit him is because he's just so fucking huge. And when you deal with that kind of mass, even Deontay Wilder's punches, which are insane or were. I mean, I just watched it. That Spitzka guy or whatever that Polish boxer was that was doing really well against Deontay Wilder and then just bop, gone like a piston. And who was that Cuban boxer, that black one, who's quite good, but didn't matter. Pow! Deontay Wilder hit him and he just lights out. And I'm supposed to believe that that Tyson Fury couldn't. No. And I imagine probably British intelligence came in and said, Tyson, let me explain it to you. It's all speculation, absolutely speculation. I'm pulling it out of my ass. None of this can be proved. But Britain is up to its fucking nuts in the Ukraine stuff. And I could totally see where somebody said, well, you can either have your career end and everyone's dead, or you can get, I don't know, 15, 20, $30 million, whatever it is. I have no idea. He'd probably got that much money just for fighting it all. But yeah, I don't believe it. Now, I'm not sure. Mickey PD says, I think in score, Fury should have won too. I don't know. I still have not seen the whole thing. I just caught bits on Twitter before the streams got shut down, so I haven't watched all of it. Yeah. All right. Excellent. Yeah. Fury was showboating because he went home and fucking like counted his money. All right. The Usyk question. Yes. All right. What else? No, those Deontay Wilder punches. If Deontay Wilder punched somebody like me, I'd die. I mean, look at this neck. Come on. I mean, also, oh, by the way, people are saying I have fucking somebody on fucking Twitter said I had twig arms. Now I'm going to acknowledge I do not have big arms, and I have a terrible case of tennis elbow here, so I can't lift right now. But this is not a twig arm. Do you see this? This is not a twig. It's not big. It's not big, right? But this is not a twig arm. This is not a twig. You see this? You fucking assholes. Tell me I have twig arms. And my legs, I can crack black walnuts with my ass cheeks. My legs are powerful. All right. I would say more noodle than twig. That's it. You're gone, motherfucker. You're gone. It's 24 hours for you. Timeout, 24 hours. Next time. All right. Mickey PD about Usyk and presidency. What do you mean? Wait, wiry? I'm not fucking wiry. That's not a wiry forearm. Look at that. Look at that width. Put calipers on that, motherfucker. That's not wiry. God damn it. Motherfucker. Yeah, so what was Mickeypedia saying? Yeah, no, I think that Zaluzhny was carried off to Britain. He was pulled like Deus Ex Machina, pulled out of the fight on the front line and carried back to fucking Britain, saved from having to eat the results of the entire process. Suddenly the whole Avdiivka mess became Sierski's. Like, what? Everyone's like, oh, Zelensky has terrible problems with Zaluzhny, so he's going to pull Zaluzhny out right at the point where he would have worn it on his face as a total fuck up and put Siersky in there to have to fucking eat shit. No, I don't buy it. So I don't think Usyk is going to run for office in Ukraine. He's too valuable as a cultural sports hero. I think Zaluzhny is the one that the Brits are keeping in the wings to bring back. All right, what's next? Yeah, I do need to hang. It's stretching. It's that same fucking calf stretch that helped with the Achilles tendonitis. I do need to hang, and that's what that thing is for. The Bangkok fuck sling is for hanging. Okay. Maybe the camera is altering the perspective. You fucking assholes. All right, Tricky Woo. That's it. You're going into timeout. That's it. Fucking olive oil. Goodbye. All right. Yeah, Klitschko was in attendance. Yeah, this Palooka brings up, hello Palooka, by the way, Slovakian assassination attempt. No, I haven't talked about it. I don't know much. I recognize they got the guy, they captured him on site, and he said that it was because of his political dissatisfaction. I don't know. I do think that he got popped because they don't want more Orbans, 2 Orbans is bad. So I also think it's going to get uglier, nastier, and less plausibly deniable as this goes on, because shit's going to get worse. It's definitely going to get worse. All right. Where are we at? We got another 25 minutes or so for questions. I'm going to cut out a little bit before 2 hours. I'm so happy to see everybody here. Thank you all for fucking coming in. It's awesome. I still have some apple juice left, which I'm going to drink. So give me some questions, peeps. Good question. Oliver Son says, Oliver Olaforsson says, should have seen the live odds on Usyk when he was down some round, 8 times the money as I remember. Wow. Well, then that probably has to do with the organized crime angle. And by the way, let's just go ahead and say it, people. What is the difference between organized crime and intelligence services other than partial state sanction? What's the difference? I'm serious. So, yeah, I think a whole bunch of people made a whole shitload of money on that. And I don't doubt that a whole bunch of people in British intelligence and probably others. All right. Zedez, you have done me kind services and have been a sweetheart and a wonderful person for quite some time and a kind moderator. But I will not have people just shit talk me constantly. So I don't know what your problem is with me, but please stop or I will block you here. All right, next one. Assassin was a libtard journo, apparently. Well, I've seen different stories about that. I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. One of them was something about how he'd received Russian training, but as far as I know, that's all likely. I don't know. The amount of disinformation that's going around about all these things makes me question everything. So who knows? All right. Let's see here. What else do we have? Wikipedia, would I go on the Duran? No, they wouldn't have me on the Duran. I don't see that. Also, Mercouris is rising as a commentator figure, and he's also quite good. He's definitely like over the top pro-Russian, but it's worth studying his rhetoric. So I do that. He has a very interesting way of saying, I'm not going to discuss this, and then he discusses it. There's a lot of that going on. He's got some very interesting rhetorical techniques. So next, what do we have? Involved in Colombia. I don't know what Colombia is. All right, what next? Growing tobacco for smoking is a pain, but there are many varieties cultivated for their flowers. I did not know that. Ooh, what's this? Go back and watch the look on Fury's face at the face-off. The fight was thrown. Okay, so I'm not the only one who fucking thinks this. Good. I am not alone. All speculation. I don't know it for sure. Okay, let's see. Wretch Duo Pet says, do you have any live stream appearances coming up? Yes, one on a channel. I probably shouldn't announce it beforehand before they do, but I'll be a guest. And that, when is that coming up? That is coming up. It'll be announced later. Whoop, that's email. Hang on. I'm fucking old. Hang on. Calendar, Boomer, calendar. Yeah, I will be doing something on the 7th of June on another channel. I have a Black Sabbath stream coming up on this channel that I'm trying to schedule, and I have a Descent stream coming up. And there is doubtless something with Apostolic Majesty coming up before too long. You know, I'd assume within the next 3 months. What is this? Yeah, Minoan. I saw that Mercouris was a trial lawyer. Also, he's Greek and educated, and he comes from a diplomatic family, as he's mentioned. So, yeah. But I didn't look deeply into it, but I saw something about him having been disbarred. So, you know, he was, yeah. Butter purchases. I think Plugra is most tolerable to the frog. But yeah, it's just the sheer fucking volume of butter, man. Oh my God. What else? Oh, what? What's this? I cannot neither confirm or deny this, but that's interesting. I won't repeat it here. And can you really blame him? Okay. Other questions? Other questions? While I oh, here's another take on it that I won't read. I cannot confirm any of this. All right, I'm gonna pour myself my last beverage, and we have a last like 20 minutes. Delicious. 18 minutes because I have to be out under 2 hours, or else I will have to manually upload to Odyssey and all the rest. Oh, that last little bit of apple juice and no ice, but I think I can make do. D has been training me. D has been training me. I mean, in drinking. You see? Oh. Mm. 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 Who would regret moving from Atlanta? How could anyone possibly regret moving out of Atlanta? Every time I go back to Atlanta, I feel sick. I literally feel sick. It's like this horrible. Have you ever been have you ever been in a shower where the shower was designed too small or for midgets or something, and it's got some sort of ring around the top that the shower curtain hangs from, and what happens is some kind of convection occurs when the hot water from the steam and the rest rises, so it sucks the shower curtain in around you. It's rather like suffocating inside a plastic bag. Whenever I go to Atlanta, I feel like that. It's fucking disgusting. Once you live in the forest and you go out and you look at the moon and you hear the bugs and you pick some shit up on your on the porch of your shop and lizards come running out of it, you just you don't want to go back. You don't want to go back. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, exactly. The fucking curtain sticks to you. It's horrific. Who has a shower curtain? Well, I Sonny Jim, I cannot yet afford the proper bathroom which I want, which is just a tiled room with the drain in the floor and you just like frolic about in it, you know. But yeah. Here, this person, Vorpal Anvil, says, I live in a city. It's repulsive, but I can't afford to escape. Do what is necessary. I'm telling you, my friend, if you can do it, your life will change. Absolutely. Leave. How's the light pollution? Well, if I look over the ridge towards the nearest larger town, I can see a little bit of light pollution in the sky looking roughly west, but the mountains are between me and it, and it's not always there. So I'm not positive it's light pollution, or maybe it's light pollution that gets carried by a certain kind of cloud cover. You know how clouds can almost act like a kind of diffuser for light. Yeah. What's this? Marsupial rodents. This must be a fucking Antipodian. This, unless you were out there with like no, nutrias aren't marsupials, are they? Yeah, this sounds like an Antipodian ocker, a bogan. Yeah, escape. Go to the city, friend. Escape. The worst you'll have to worry about is keep your truck running so you can pick up manure for your woman to plant her garden. And you'll get to hear her bitch about how all the yarn has acrylic in it and about how the chickens are too fat to be trusted as natural creatures when you buy them. Yep. What else? Is there a flower I have a fondness for? Well, that'd be Datura. Datura, yeah. Not because I want to eat it, and I don't recommend anyone do that. But yeah, there's something beautiful about Datura. But yeah, Frog knows many other. She understands plants. I don't. Kate J asks, were you able to see Northern Lights a week or two ago? No, I could not. However, I believe I saw some people in northern Mississippi who took some pictures and apparently saw something. Oh, speaking of carpenter bees, man, there is a way of dealing with the carpenter bees. Yes, I asked them for their papers, and then I fucking poisoned them. I poisoned the shit out of them. And I thought about poisoning their little holes. And for a little while, I bought these little corks. And I thought I was so smart because I just poisoned the shit out of them and pushed a cork in the hole. No. First off, you poison them with the powder, a dusting insecticide. And then you get to hear them inside the fucking hole. They start going, and they finally come coughing out and die on the ground from the poison. Then if you leave the hole open the next season, other ones go in the hole and die. And I started hanging the little traps with the jar at the bottom with the light, and they go in through the little holes. And I think I caught a whole shitload of them as young. And I have not, I mean, I hear a few, but when I first moved here, you'd walk around the shop building and all you heard from every direction was and now occasionally I'll see one. I fucked their shit up. Now I need to learn how to deal with the Asian lady beetles. I furiously and autistically vacuumed every single one I could find in my house over a year. So let's see if that affects their egg laying in the walls. So we'll see. Datura smells awful. I have not sniffed it, and it's probably a good thing it does because stay away from Datura. But man, the little flowers, they just look witchy and eldritch. Caravaggio asks, Semiagog, what happened to that German fella you were doing an esoteric history with? Love that series. That series is, thank you. And I'm sure he would thank you too. The series is called Light in Darkness. And he has been off the radar. He has been disappeared for quite some time. But I am happy to say that he reappeared in the last few weeks. And yeah, I will soon give him a hard time because I want to continue that. I mean, the brilliant thing about it is he does all the work, and it's a lot of work. But he did really excellent research. It's called Light and Darkness. If anyone has come across it, I recommend. Hasn't come across it, I recommend you check it out. All right, let's see here. Wombat armies, nice. Get the Flammenwaffe, Hans. What is this? Vulpes? Hello, by the way, Vulpes. Vulpes persona. Have you heard about the T Corona Borealis recurrent nova that pops every 80 years and is expected imminently? I have not. I know nothing about that. Nothing. What else here? Actually, there is a female in my immediate presence now, Elva Caro, who is very into poppies. So we'll see. I don't know. Can you even fucking grow poppies in Alabama? I don't know. But if it can be figured out, she will. I don't know if I mean, obviously the Dutch are the go-to people for the poppies, but France is not that far away from the Netherlands. So I mean, surely a French woman could be expected to know how to. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know about poppies. We're not going to discuss what Datura might or might not be because it's incredibly dangerous. All right, let's see. Truck Bro, have you ever ridden a horse or other animal? I rode some horses, and I got my basic equestrian skills certificate in summer camp. I think the fastest I ever went on one was a canter, and it was a disheartening experience for me because I was on this female horse, and there was another horse named Roman Nose, and apparently Roman Nose bit the ass of the horse that I was on, the mare. And I like to say I was thrown, but I wasn't. I think what happened was the horse jerked quite dramatically as a result of being bitten, and I fell off. I did get back on and kept riding, but when you're 11 years old, you fall off a full-grown horse. I mean, that shit's tall. I mean, that you fall there. You do fall a distance. Yeah, I'd love to ride. I'd love to know how to ride, but it's one of those things that, I would have to meet someone who really knew their shit, who was willing to put up with my absolute ignorance. Particularly because I have two Circassian saddles, and they're very interesting. They have a thicker saddle pad than I see with most saddles. They have a very high pommel and cantle. And then they put a cushion on top of the saddle, which has a very tall saddle tree that gives you a fair amount of distance from the spine of the horse, more than you would normally see with like an English or even a Western saddle. Again, they have a cushion. So the saddle tree is already taller, and then the cushion raises you up even further. And they don't have bar stirrups. The stirrups they use have a ring, a flat sort of dish shape that you place the ball of your foot in. So it's not like a bar stirrup. I've talked about this before, where you hook the back of the space before your heel and your boot into the bar stirrup. You're more on the balls of your feet. And with these saddles, they sling the stirrups much higher. So when you're in the saddle, your knees are considerably bent. You're basically on top of the horse rather than somewhat on top of the horse rather than around it. And of course, you have the weight on the balls of your toes. Your knees are bent further. Because of the cushion, I'm told that when they ride, they don't post during a trot. I'd be very interested to take some of those saddles out, because I have the antique stirrups, I have the saddles, I have the straps, I have the pads, I have bridles. I would love to get out and, I'd love to get out and watch someone experienced with a horse try that tack, because I couldn't be trusted not to fuck up a horse not used to it. But that would be very, very cool. Yeah. All right, I'm going to light this cigarette. We got 5 minutes left. Let's see what the final questions are. Cigarettes, apple juice. Life is good. Wait a minute. I have to get this horse riding thing. Okay, there we go. You're asking, where'd it go? Sonny Jim, you were asking about Eugipius. And yeah, he's I like him a lot. I've had him as a guest on once on the recent stream on Austria and Germany. I think he's great. He's a very good writer too, especially. I mean, he's a good writer anyway, not to take anything away from him, but he's writing in English rather than his native language. He's a good writer, and a good guy. But no, the German guy is Anteos. All right, let's see here. Well, there we go. No horse riding with the Circassian people. Well, you just got to hear my saddle rant. My best friend's father was a great fan of riding horses, horsemanship. He's a rather aristocratic Turk in the Ottoman mold, and it was through him that I was first exposed with to Circassian saddles and horse gear, and he's ridden on them, but I have not, and he never took me riding. Let's see here. What else? Oof, bitten by a horse in the armpit. Fuck that, man. Damn. Ugh. Armpits are a huge nerve plexus. Armpits are actually a good target in a fight. Like, ugh. Being bitten by a horse in the arm. Ugh. I once fell. I was climbing into an abandoned women's prison. I mean, long abandoned. The kids we all used to go there and drink, climb up on the roof at night, sneak in. And I remember I slipped off a tree branch. I was trying to shimmy across to pass the barbed wire, and I fell down on the barbed wire in my armpit. Not fun. Oh, Salvia divinorum is quite striking. Quite striking. I was surprised at how quickly it passed. My friends who were watching me thought that I was going to succumb. I did not, but it was close. I had to have recourse to pranayama to ride that motherfucker. All right, what else do we have here? Yeah, bow-legged people make great horse lords. Absolutely. Do I have any more books in the works? Why, yes, I do. This is from 81 Rich Duo Pet. I am now finally off my ass. It's actually up on the monitor over here. Right here, I'm looking at it. I am finally laying out my translation of the Ottoman text. I announced some time back that I had finished after 10 years translating the Ottoman. And yeah, it's done. Now I'm going through the 212 damgas, these clan signs, and I'm having to clean each image up and place it. And then I've got a draft of the introduction written, but I don't know. I mean, if I get my shit together within the next 3 months, I'll have another book out, and then I can move to my book, which is the working title is Towards a Right-Wing Semiotics. That's coming next. I'm looking at it up on the wall. There's a giant wall covered in note cards with magnets on a magnetic board. And then once that's done, I'm working on my next sci-fi book. But you can always buy my old one, Vinculum, down in the links below on YouTube. All right, we're almost out of time. Final? Anything? No. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go, ladies and gents, because this is about to wrap up. I'm at 1 hour, 59 minutes and 18 seconds, so I must go. I want to thank all of you for your patience. I've been gone for a long time. Thank you very much for sticking with me. Thanks for coming to check it out. I've got more streams coming up in the future. I just have about 1.5 more weeks of shit, and I will be back. I'll be back full time, and I'll have my act together. To the people who continue to support my channel, thank you very much. And as always, thank you, ladies and gents. I appreciate it. I am Semiagog, and I am out.